Verbs are really important. You know that getting them right will mean that you can get good grades at GCSE. So here's just a quick recap of the present tense for ER verbs which are regular. You always start with an infinitive verb. That's a verb that you find in the dictionary. And you remember that there are three types. There are the ones that end ER, like jouer. They're the ones that end IR, like finir. And they're the ones that end RE, like vendre. This video, we're looking specifically at the ER type. And that's because 90% of verbs in French end in ER and follow these patterns. So the steps, it's really easy. You've got to take off the last two letters, the ER. So for example, with A, you've got jouer, and that changes to joue, J-O-U. You're going to add something on the end. That thing that you add on the end depends on the person that you're talking about. So the endings, they change depending on who. The who is what's known as the subject in languages. So every time you change the person you're talking about, the subject, you need to change those endings. And these are the endings to talk about the present tense, to talk about what you are doing right now, or what you normally do, or what you usually do. The endings are as follows. For je, I, you add an E. For tu, you, when you're talking to one friend, you're adding an ES. For il or elle or on, you add an E. That's he, she, or one. For nous, which means we, you add ONS. For vous, that means you when you're talking to a group of people, or if you're talking to somebody older than you or somebody that you respect, you add an EZ. And finally, for they, il and elle, you add an ENT. So those are the endings you add depending on the subject that you have. I've got two examples. Down at the bottom, je joue, I play. You'll notice it ends in an E. Nous jouons, underneath, ends in ONS. The reason that it ends ONS is because we've started with the nous. Another really important thing to remember here is that everything with a green circle, those endings are all silent. So if I were to say I play, je joue, you play, tu joues, he plays, il joue, or they play, ils jouent, you'll notice the verb sounds exactly the same. It's only in the we and the you form that there's any difference. The other thing that's really important to remember is that the present tense in French has two meanings in English. So the example, je joue, means I play, but it also means I am playing. There is no need to translate literally to start with je suis every time you see I am. Check what the action is, and more often than not, if you're doing something, it's just going to be the same as the present tense. So if you think you've mastered it, you think that this is dead easy, you've made some notes and you can use those notes, why don't you try these following conjugations to test yourself? In a second, when you see them, what I'd suggest is you pausing the slide or the video for about 20 seconds, making sure that you can follow the process, taking off the endings and add the right ones on. So here's 3 for you to try. Pause the video now. And now you can mark them in purple pen. Did you get your endings right? Je, tu, it ends in an E because of je. Nous pétons ends ONS, and it's that because it starts with nous. And il embrasse, ENT, because it's il, they. Guys, that is the present tense. For ER verbs, well done, great job. The present tense, it's really easy.